The Enyobeni Tavern owner is due to appear in court tomorrow. You'll remember, of course, 21 teenagers died at his tavern in June this year. Early autopsy results indicate methane present in all their bodies, but it's not clear exactly how they ingested this lethal form of alcohol. Families of the victims are still waiting to find out exactly what happened on that awful night. Our senior reporter Aviwe Mtila joins us from East London. Aviwe, thank you so much for joining us. So it's been a number of months. The families recently saying they really need to know how their children died exactly. What's the latest on that?
Number of months, Ali, indeed. The 26th of August will mark exactly 2 months since the 21 teenagers passed away in those yet-to-be-explained deaths at Enyobeni Tavern. Till this day, those family members are still seeking answers as to exactly what happened, Sally. They've been meeting with government officials and been given rehashed stories. You heard how those suspicions of methanol, suspicions of carbon monoxide among some of those that they've been told by the pathologist. But nothing is conclusive as yet, as they say that not enough of those chemicals were able to take the lives of those teenagers. So they're still in the dark, Sally, as to exactly what happened to the teenagers, but they've been promised that on the 31st of August, they'll get conclusive information on exactly what led to those deaths. But that's also questionable, given that we spoke to the SAPS, the comms in the Eastern Cape, Temingosi Kinana, who suggests that it's a wait-and-see game. They'll have to wrap up their investigations with no conclusive dates that have been given as yet. But just to get an insight on some of the conversations we've been having, I want you to take a listen to Ntombi Uzoko Ngalala, just one of those aunts of those parents. Let's take a listen to that.
The results we are having currently are the results of the autopsy toxicology reports results, where they have tested the alcohol, and then they said the level of the alcohol that the children have taken was not that much to lead to the death of them. And then also the ethanol, which they said to us is the main alcohol that everybody is using. Also with them, the level was not that much that could lead to death. Obviously, the methanol that they have also mentioned, even though there was this methanol in the alcohol that they took, but also according to them, they cannot say it led to the death of the children.
Yeah, and I just need to correct myself. I said methane, which of course is a gas. I meant methanol, which is the alcohol that was found in these teenagers' systems, which is a very toxic form of alcohol. Are the parents and relatives of the teens going to be in court tomorrow when the tavern owner appears?
Sally, they've been communicating throughout the last 2 months. They've been keeping in contact, and they have promised that they'll be out in numbers. There are many questions that they still want answered. You'd understand that the owner and the co-accused are only appearing for the contravention of the Liquor Act. That was, of course, at the hands of the Liquor Board in the Eastern Cape, given how the 21 teenagers were all under the ages of 18 years old, but served alcohol at Enyobeni Tavern. They want murder charges to be in place, Sally, something that the SAPS in the Eastern Cape says that the investigations will then determine if those murder charges will be pursued. But on top of that, what really pains them, Sally, is seeing the owner out and about roaming the streets of East London, while the establishment that he owns took the lives of 21 people. In fact, we do understand from the conversations that we had with the families that the owner still has other businesses that are operating, selling alcohol, while also facing these charges of contravening the Liquor Act itself. Let's listen to the father of 18-year-old Bonginkosi Maganda, who lost his life, actually, Sally, and was buried on the day that was supposed to be his 18th birthday. Let's take a listen to that.
We've heard that they will be appearing in court tomorrow, of which the parents who will be able to attend the court tomorrow, they will be attending. But what's more disappointing to the parents and what is more painful to the parents, I mean, there's no way that 21 teenagers can die in your establishment. but you'll find out the owner of the establishment is still roaming around the streets of East London. Whereas 21, we're not talking about animals here. We're talking about human beings, teenagers who died in that place. But still now, the owner, he's not been arrested. I believe he was arrested, but he was released on the same day. That's what I believe. That's what we've heard. But we hope that with the investigation going on, justice will be done, because that's all what we need. We need justice to be done for our children.
Justice for our children. It's going to be a very emotional day in court tomorrow. Aviwe Mtila, thank you so much for joining us from the Eastern Cape.